Hello, hello, bonjour. Thank you for your patience this morning. Hello, everyone. Hello, good morning, bonjour, bonjour. Elise is here, Karen's here, Brenda, good morning, Laura, Sharon. Is it Zajika? Let's see, is that correct? Let me know how to say your name so I can honor you. Lily, Ann. Good morning, Mountaintop Musings. Let me know your name. I see you always watching the replays. Miranda, hi, good morning. So coming to you with all the things. We talked about this on day one. Showing up as we are inside of this space, that it's not about perfection. I'm coming, and this is Elegant Femme Chic, guys. So I'm going to talk about all the things feminine, all the things. I'm coming to you with some allergies today. First day of my cycle. All the things. And I'm so happy to be here. There's literally no place I would rather be. If you are brand new to Elegant Femme, please let me know in the chat so that I can welcome you. I saw, oh my gosh, this YouTube thing, this journey has been so wild. I saw a post from someone that said about the Let Yourself Be Skinny video, which again, there's a whole story behind this. So if you hear me say let yourself be skinny and you're like, what? How could she say that? Whole story behind it. Wouldn't use that word today, but really the essence of it was to no longer self-sabotage and let ourselves live into all of our desires, which is what Elegant Femme is all about. And a woman said, I cannot believe I didn't find this video until now, 11 years ago. And what is the indie? And what is the Frenchie? And what is the New Yorker? It's just so fun to see this like new birthing and awakening of Elegant Femme and the Femme type. So if you are brand new and you have heard me or anyone here say anything about the Femme types, the indie, the Frenchie, the New Yorker, the Femme types, today happens to be Frenchie Friday. Every Friday is Frenchie Friday. And the Frenchie Femme type is the Femme type that prioritizes beauty, pleasure, body image, relationships, and really that gift for us as women to live into that opportunity. So interesting to talk about that from an ACIM perspective. But if you are brand new and you're like, what are the femmes? Super simple place to go is elegantfemme.com/FDA, Femme Design Assessment, FDA, and you'll learn all about it there. So that's in the description, but so fun. Yes, Frenchie Friday. That's how I found you. It's so crazy to me that women are like, oh my God, I found you from the Let Yourself Be Skinny video. It's just like, And a woman said the other day too, like, oh, the Let Yourself Be Skinny lady is back. I found you 11 years ago. This is cracking me up. Honestly, God leads us in the most interesting ways because, I mean, wow. All right, so I'm so happy to be here. Can you give, bonjour Tara, can you give the course definition of what is a miracle again? Thanks. So what I would recommend, because the course's definition of a miracle is there's like 40 to 60 like points of what a miracle is. And the best place to review this, I was going to talk about this today, and we'll open up with intention in a minute. Actually, I think it would be a good idea for me. Well, let's see. This is something I'm playing with. Let's see. Let's see how I do without my glasses. Let's see if I need them. So the beautiful place to review, and I am going to actually invite all of you this weekend. So as a reminder, we are live Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. EST, and all of the replays will be in the playlist. The weekend is for you for integration. So you can honor this any way that feels good to you. You can utilize Saturday and Sunday as a gentle review. That doesn't mean you have to review every lesson. It's an integration inside of you of living into what it is that's unfolding for you. We have the Chic 365 guide for you. There's a playbook that we created to support you before, during, and after each lesson. So that would be a beautiful thing to support you in integration this weekend, as well as going into the preface again. If we talked about this on day one, and also chapter 1, can't say this, Chapter 1 is where the course goes into the principle of miracles. So I will review just a couple today that I highlighted because it is a beautiful thing to pour ourselves into as we open up today's lesson. But I would encourage everyone, because there are 50 points that the course makes about miracles. So a couple as we open. There is no order of difficulty in miracles. One is not harder or bigger than another. They are all the same. All expressions of love are maximal. If you've ever seen the Abraham Hicks quote, one of them I love is like, there's no order in difficulty in manifesting a button or a castle. This is like the same vibration and frequency. There is no order of difficulty in miracles. Let's see. What other ones? All miracles mean life, and God is the giver of life. God's voice will direct you very specifically. You will be told all you need to know. When you really settle into this and receive this, this is something that we've spoken about this week as well. If you've been through the course before, or if you have attempted, picked it up, put it down, picked it up, put it down. One of the things that I recognized in my formula, and some of you reflected to me that, oh yeah, this is what I was doing as well, is going through the course in what we would call inside of Elegant Femme a faux New Yorker energy. So again, this is the femme type connection, indie, Frenchy, New Yorker. These are the femme types. They're points of power for us as women. When we align with them, we're in that full embodiment. It's really, really gorgeous. That being said, there are faux types, which means this less immature femme type. So if we were approaching anything in life, but in this example, the Course in Miracles, with a faux energy, it's more like, I need to know everything. I need to just check this off, like an exhaustion energy, a void energy, an adrenaline energy, a gap energy, not receiving. And so consistently, I'm looking at, through the lens of my life, how can I increase my capacity to receive? And this is the indie femme type supports us with increasing our capacity to receive. So this weekend, it might be really powerful for you to consider moving through some of the verbiage in chapter 1, if you would like to, and receive it. You can also receive just by being through the weekend, right? And asking for Spirit's assistance in what is here for me to receive. This will strengthen what the Course says here, as you will be told all you need to know, right? Increasing that capacity for your intuition as well. A couple others that I highlighted. Miracles are thoughts. Thoughts can represent the lower bodily level of experience or the higher spiritual level of experience. One makes the physical and the other creates the spiritual. This is a really powerful one for us as Elegant Femmes as well. The integration of the physical and the spiritual, not making one right or wrong. Doesn't mean we're attaching to the physical, but just aware of it as we move through. Let's see. Each day should be devoted to miracles. The purpose of time is to enable you to learn how to use time constructively. It is thus a teaching device and a means to an end. Time will cease when it is no longer useful in facilitating learning. All right, let's do one more. I have quite a few highlighted here. Let's see which one bring forward today. Okay. By recognizing spirit, miracles adjust the levels of perception and show them in proper alignment. This places spirit at the center where it can communicate directly. Miracles are expressions of love, but they might not always have observable effects. Okay, so just a little review on the miracle front. Let's move into intention, and then we're going to go ahead and go into lesson number 5 today. I would love to know, how are you feeling coming into lesson 5? First time live on YouTube. Who is this? So if you would like to, you don't have to. If you have a YouTube handle like TG, or if I don't know your name and you would like to share your name with me, please let me know in the comments, like TG, first time on YouTube, welcome, welcome. I'd love to know your name. You don't have to tell me if you don't want to. Okay. Happy Friendship Friday, Dawn. Belinda, hi Tara. What a miracle or synchronicity is that I had no idea when the live chat started and I just opened YouTube and you're live. Grateful for this. So perfect. So one of the ways I got an email yesterday saying I didn't get an email for the live today. So if you want notifications when we're going live, there is, when you subscribe to the channel, a little bell pops up, a little bell icon. And if you tap on the bell icon, it'll notify you for the lives. So we will put inside of the upcoming that we have an upcoming live. The next time we're going to go live is Monday. So that's a beautiful way to notify, to get those reminders. All right, let's see. Love and Beauty Magic. Tommy. Oh, Tommy, it's you. See, that's why it's good for me to know the name. Yay, Tommy, welcome. Oh, so glad YouTube sent me an alert. First time live, Sharon. Hi. Hi, Tommy. Okay, so, oh, ladies, so good. All right, intention. See where you are. Feel where you are inside of yourself. And as a reminder, the course does very strongly communicate that one lesson per day, no more than one lesson per day, meaning that if you choose to stay with a lesson longer, as long as you would like to honor that, and yet to be aware of moving through one lesson a day. So I've been thinking about this a lot. I shared this yesterday. Since we are going to be going live through 365 lessons and taking the weekend for integration, well, we got some time together, beauties. I am here for you. I am here for this. I'm here for me. I'm not here for you. I'm here for me. And if it supports you, it's icing. That's the truth. I'm here for all of us. Yeah. So if you are not on lesson 5 in your own unfolding, my invitation is to be here with us anyway. Enjoy the live energy, feel into it, connect with each other in the chat, feel the vibration of it. And when we're complete today, instead of doing lesson 5, right, going into lesson 5, activating it, just move through the lesson that you're on, because this is really important as well. I'm sharing the lesson inside of this space. I'm reading it, but that is not an integration of the lesson for you. It is so different for us to just read the lesson and be like, oh yeah, okay, yeah, I get it. Like this lamp doesn't mean anything. Cool, got it. Versus sitting for a minute and actually being present and moving through the lesson. We know the difference, right? One is definitely a faux New Yorker. Heard it, yeah, don't understand it, but I did it, checked it off the list, versus I'm moving through the activation of the lesson. This is very, very different. And in my experience of attempting to go through the course many times, I can see this huge contrast between kind of checking the lesson off and not really immersing myself in it versus going through it. When I say immerse yourself in it, this does not need to take a lot of time. We're talking a minute or minutes, right? Today, recommendation is like 3 times. So it's gonna be like 3 minutes throughout the entire day, AM, PM, and somewhere in between for you to dedicate 1 minute. Okay, so let me know if you have any questions about that. I'll trust the facilitation. Again, trust yourself. You know what's best for you. All right, you're all powerful, gorgeous, self-led women. That's why you're here. All right. Let us just open up inside of this space, celebrating that this is the end of the very first week of going live together. This feeling into today being lesson 5, and before we know it, we're going to be like, oh my gosh, it's lesson 365. This is wild. And all the beauty and all the joy and all the abundance and all the receiving and all of the goodness, all of the happy financial surprises and all of the things that are going to pour into your life over the next year-ish. Feeling into that joy now. Not because you need the things, not because you can't be happy without the things. It's that frequency of receiving here and now that opens up the portal for more. So as we breathe in today, I say, and you say whatever you want, it's true for you inside. I like to say, and what resonates with me is Father, Mother, God. You say whatever you want, feel whatever you want, life, love, happiness, joy, God, soul, whatever it is. Father, Mother, God, as we move into this gorgeous space. Activation of lesson number 5. We ask to remember our happiness, our joy, to let go of any places inside that may be withholding, any self-doubt, any contraction, any force, any manipulation, any illusion. We surrender to this moment with such appreciation, such gratitude, and such beauty. May every single woman here remember who she truly is. As we say yes to our true function, which is the light, the love, the beauty, the joy, the abundance of who we are. This or something even better for the highest good of all concerned. Amen. Amen. All right. Let us see. Okay. I cannot fully read the chat without my glasses. I'm thinking getting closer is going to help, but it's not. If you're struggling and you have the option, dance for 5 minutes first. So true. I love to dance. I came across the channel after typing in how to stop comparing yourself to others. Did not know I'd be stepping into the zone of a glow up. Okay, first of all, I cannot believe you even said glow up. Okay, hold on. This is what's your name? The BM, like the initials. I cannot believe you said this because this is a miracle moment. We're having a miracle moment together. Oh my gosh, I so want to recognize every single one of you. This is the energy of miracles. When we share from our heart, you didn't know really that what you were going to share was going to impact me in any way, right? You're just sharing your truth. I had created, like maybe 2 months ago, I talked to my graphic designer and I was like, I'm thinking about doing this specific thing. And the idea is going to be a glow up for women. Not even joking. These are the terms. So coming up with the branding, coming up with the logo. And this week I was like, wow, I don't know, God, is this really in alignment? Where does this fit with things? Just let me know if this is something that we're meant to move forward with inside of Elegant Femme. All right. We support a miracle. When we're in miracle-minded energy, we are supporting each other in remembering. We have no idea the things that we say might spark something inside of someone, remind something of someone, right? What the direction they're being called to take, the decision that's up for them. When we're in this state together of just such love, and we are pouring love into ourselves, and every one of us gets affected, that's the miracle. That's the miracle. Thank you. My name is Brenda. Okay, Brenda, welcome, and thank you for being here. All right, lesson 5. Lesson 5, there's a length to it. So as I did yesterday, I'm going to take a little time. I'm going to pause and we'll ground. See if you can listen from your heart. Not from your head that's trying to explain or figure it all out. Just see if you can listen from your heart, and we'll move through this together. All right? Are we ready? Are we ready? Okay. If you're ready, we inside of Elegant Femme, O-U-I. Okay. Yes. If that serves you, that's something we say inside of Elegant Femme all the time. If it serves you. Or you can just say ready. Okay, but if you're there for the wee, like let's go all the way. Why not? It's Frenchy Friday together, ladies. No. You're the best, Elisa. You're the best. If you're loving up on being in this space, hit the thumbs up. You're so great. Michelle DM'd me on Instagram because I was saying, how do we encourage women to like the video, because that supports more women in finding the video. Those of you who found it from like a random video I did 11, 12, 10 years ago, right? You know that it's so crazy. Then the video shows up and a woman who might be looking for this exact conversation, it's like, So I was saying, I don't like hit that like button. Like a lot of these YouTubers, like, hit that. I'm like, I don't want to hit anything. It doesn't really vibe with me. So I got a text from Michelle and she said, how about elegantly tap that like button if this moves you and touches you? And I was like, okay, I really like that. That's a very elegant sound. All right, so receiving what I'm saying, right? Receiving. Lesson number 5. I am never upset for the reason I think. All right. Okay, so just see where you are inside about that. I heard someone say at one point, and I think it's really beautiful, like as you're moving through anything, okay, and when we are moving into a deeper state of awakening, there is that aspect of us that hears, that receives the truth of our soul connection. And then at the same time, kind of side by side, the ego is like, wait, we'll see about this, right? The resistance comes up, this kind of thing. So pay attention for yourself as you're moving through this. The part inside that wants to say, prove it to me, justify it, this kind of energy. And when, if, as it comes up, just breathing through it. We did the central breath exercise the day before yesterday. That's a beautiful place to go inside. If you're feeling the resistance when you're reading, if it feels like that part of you comes up where it's like, I'm going to build a case that this is bullshit and I don't want to do this. Just breathe, sit back, and remember your devotion to you, which is to remember the love that you are. I am never upset for the reason I think. This idea, like the preceding one, can be used with any person, situation, or event you think is causing you pain. Apply it specifically to whatever you believe is the cause of your upset, using the description of the feeling in whatever term seems accurate to you. The upset may seem to be fear, worry, depression, anxiety, anger, hatred, jealousy, or any number of forms, all of which will be perceived as different. This is not true. However, until you learn that form does not matter, each form becomes a proper subject for the exercises of the day. So just like in the very beginning of today, when we were reading that miracles have no order of difficulty, a miracle is a miracle. What the Course is beginning to unravel here is that any illusion is an illusion. No matter what it is, it's an illusion. A miracle is a miracle, an illusion is an illusion. And yet, the Course is going to meet us where we are. So having the discussion and the conversation to us, where a lot of our beliefs are currently set. Okay, so that's what's starting to occur here. I'm going to walk you through the exercise. So just again, just hear this. That's what it's talking about here. Let me find my place. Applying the same idea to each of them separately is the first step in ultimately recognizing that they're all the same. So going through the exercise with specificity, which we'll do here in a minute. I'll give you an example in a minute. The Course is letting you know that even though they're all the same, I know, meaning the Christ consciousness, right? The voice of Jesus Christ, which I talked about before. I see this as Christ consciousness, so no attachment to religion. The voice is saying inside of this, the Course is saying, even though you see them differently, they're the same. However, because you see them differently, we're going to move through that lens to support you in the unraveling. And I will tell you from my experience, the specificity, especially in the beginning, is so helpful because we don't realize the hooks we have inside of ourselves around specific things, like specific details that bring charge inside of us. So really, really beautiful. When using the idea for today for a specific perceived cause of an upset in any form, Use both the name of the form in which you see the upset and the cause which you ascribe to it. For example, are you ready for an example? Because maybe you're like, okay, lady, like what? What are you talking about? So ready for an example. I am not angry at blank. This is an example, right? I am not angry at blank. Could be a person, could be an event, could be a situation. I am not angry at blank for the reason I think. So, for example, I am not angry at my husband for the reason I think. I am not angry at my bank account for the reason I think. I am not angry at the presidential debate for the reason I think. I am not like whatever. Okay? And you don't have to utilize anger. Like we just said, it could be any emotion that is an upsetting one for you. I'm not anxious about blank for the reason I think. That's the specificity. So just saying I'm not anxious for the reason I think would not be a complete part of the exercise for today. I am not anxious about blank for the reason I think. So this is actually such a relief inside. So you can hear me say this in your head, but when you move into the exercise right after we're done here, when you just sit back with yourself for about a minute, you let your upsets start to come up. Trust yourself with that. This is a gift to yourself. And allowing this to not attach to logic and make sense and just feel the relief in your heart. As I've said many times, just going into the what if the piece of us is like, bullshit, I'm not upset for the reason I think. Let me tell you about all the reasons I'm upset and why it's okay for me to be upset about them, because, okay, we've all been there. All right. We can stay there as long as we want. And then there comes a point of like, all right, what if I'm not upset at this person or at this event for the reason I think? Just what if? And just see what starts to pour into you. Another example. I am not afraid of blank for the reason I think. I am not afraid of my next level for the reason I think. I am not afraid of being criticized for the reason I think. Right? I am not afraid of blank for the reason I think. But again, this should not substitute for the practice periods in which you first search your mind for sources of upset in which you believe and forms of upset which you think result. Okay, so what the course is saying there's a space inside which we're going to explain it a little bit more, to just be with yourself for a minute and let all of the upsets come up. And then one by one, quickly, right? A minute, one by one, say, oh, I'm not upset about this for the reason I think. I'm not anxious about this. So that's the exercise. And then throughout the day, when you feel a trigger, a specific trigger, to be able to say, okay, I'm not upset about this specific thing for the reason I think. Okay? So the course is saying throughout the day, when you feel a trigger, utilize this. But that doesn't mean only use it for specific situations. Allow the first part of the exercise to allow whatever upset to come up and utilize the exercise for that. Is that clear? Let me know if that's clear. In these exercises, more than in the preceding ones, you may find it hard to indiscriminate and to avoid giving greater weight to some subjects than to others. This is just like we saw after day one, when someone was so vulnerable saying, okay, I get that this lamp doesn't mean anything, but when I think about looking at my loved one and saying this body doesn't mean anything, like I'm not okay with that, right? The piece of us that attaches to the difference versus the sameness, okay? So the course is bringing that up again. And to avoid giving greater weight to some subjects more than others, it might help to precede the exercises with the statement, there are no small upsets. They are all equally disturbing to my peace of mind. Let's breathe into that for a minute. So again, this unraveling of this theme of, okay, it's either an upset and illusion or it's a miracle in love. There's no hierarchy. That's what the course is beginning to share. There are no small upsets. An upset is an upset is an upset. Okay. And any upset is disturbing to my peace of mind. It's not like, well, it's okay for me to be upset about this one because this is a big one versus a small one. That's what it's sharing. Then examine your mind for whatever is distressing you, regardless of how much or how little you think it is doing so. That is powerful. Have you ever had that experience where there's this like a little something gnawing at you and you're like, oh, well, it's not a big deal. Like, whatever, I'm just going to push that one away. Like, that's too small. The Course is saying, no, like any upset, no matter the gravity of which you are currently judging it or perceiving it, it is worthy of letting go, because any tiny bit of upset is disturbing your peace. Okay, that's what it's sharing. You may also find yourself less willing to apply today's idea to some perceived source of upset than to others. If this occurs, think first of this: I cannot keep this form of upset and let the others go. For the purpose of this exercise is then I will regard them all the same. Okay? Then search your mind for no more than a minute or so and try to identify a number of different forms of upset that are disturbing you, regardless of the relative importance you may give them. Apply the idea for today to each of them, using the name of both the source of the upset as you perceive it and of the feeling as you experience it. Further examples are, I am not worried about blank for the reason I think. Right? I am not worried about my finances for the reason I think. I am not worried about my body for the reason that I think. I am not worried about my kids for the reason that I think. I'm not worried about, right? Whatever. I am not depressed about blank for the reason I think. 3 or 4 times during the day is enough. All right, so I'm going to review this in my own words. Okay, let's see how I'm going to read the comments, see if there's any clarification, and then we'll just do a quick review before we. I'm writing my husband. So if you're seeing Dave Marino and you're like, this is my husband, the wonderful Dave Marino. He's here supporting us every day because he's just a rock star of a husband and he's here loving on you, and you'll get the male perspective, right? Hit that like button. You're going to get that. Oh, this is an edge. Yes. Could you please blend in the short sentence of the lesson? I forgot already. So it's here. And again, my suggestion is really to get the book. There is a version, Janet told me, there is a free version online. I'm going to see if I can find the link. For me, having the tangible version to look at, to see it, is really, really, really important for me. And you'll see the lesson in here. So I am never upset for the reason I think is the overall lesson. And the form is I am not blank at blank for the reason I think. I am not, what's the emotion? I am not angry. I'm not upset. I'm not anxious. I'm not worried. I am not blank at blank for the reason I think. This is the specificity that the Course is inviting in to provide you with some relief, to start to allow this unraveling of the attachments we have to our upset, which is fascinating. Have you ever had the experience where you recognize you want to be pissed off, right? Where you're like, and it doesn't matter what anybody says. It doesn't matter if the whole thing wasn't clear. You're just in a space of like, I am attached to my upset in this moment. We do this as humans, right? We do this. So this is a really beautiful way to really kind of sit with yourself and gift yourself permission to witness the things that you have stuffed down or told yourself that it's not okay for you to admit. Okay, so I am not blank about blank for the reason I think. All right, wow, this will be a huge shift. So then feel first and then plug in. I like the one, I'm not afraid of my next level for the reason I think. And that's just an example. Lauren, welcome. That's just an example, right? There's no perfection around this. It's I am not blank at blank for the reason I think. So this is about you going into your truth. This is about you today, after we close, sitting with yourself for a minute, and letting yourself inside of your mind, just closing your mind and letting the upsets come up. Really gifting yourself permission. This can be something we're so afraid of. And this is where, again, from an elegant femme perspective, the indie is really, really powerful. Giving yourself permission to feel. Sometimes we're afraid to feel and afraid to admit our upsets because we think we're going to just spiral with them and get stuck in like this. I've opened up Pandora's box and I'm going to go into the darkness and I'm never going to get out. So we keep these kind of things at a distance. I'm good. And depending on how you were raised and what kind of family environment, like, I'm good. Like if you didn't talk about your emotions, if it wasn't okay to ever even admit that you were upset, like, everyone's going to have a unique experience of this. So we close today and you sit with yourself for about a minute. And if you would like to, this is something that I love to do for myself, just setting a mini intention before you begin the exercise. Like, my intention is to receive the most beautiful healing in the most graceful way. Something super simple. Then let your mind go into, find out inside, oh gosh, I'm worried about this. I'm afraid about this. I'm anxious about this. Oh gosh, these emotions are coming up. I am not worried about blank for the reason I think. I am not pissed off at blank for the reason I think. There's no one right way. It's really unique to you and what upsets you are experiencing. Okay, does this make sense? I know this is worth spending a little bit of extra time on today, because as I said, on day 3, we really leap off into some deeper conversations. I cannot convey enough that listening to me and trying to understand from here is completely different than you moving through the exercise and activating it yourself. This is a very intimate process. All right, so yes, gorgeous, gorgeous. This will be helpful while on the premenopausal roller coaster. I am with you 100%. I am not upset for the reason I think. That's fantastic. I have absolutely no idea how anyone could ever get through this by themselves. I feel so blessed to have you guiding us step by step. Oh my gosh, what a beautiful thing to say. I am here with you and really with you. You know, I shared inside of, so if you would like the Elegant Femme Chic playbook to support you, we'll make sure that link is in this description as well. And I shared in the response for the women who received that, like, in the past, and I think so many of us experience this as women, so I feel like we can all relate to this. Like, as a little girl growing up and through like junior high and high school, and even, you know, starting my business inside of Elegant Femme, there was a fear, there was a belief, an illusion inside of me that said, I have to be special. I have to be different. I have to stand apart. And this is a total ego conversation, right? Because if I'm not special, then I'm going to disappear. And when we're in that energy of the ego, we see through the lens of competition, right? It's the idea of, and this is, the course talks a bit about this completely. We're buying into the illusion that we're separate, and we're not. We're all one. We're all love. Like, this is the basis, but we're going to do like Course in Miracles in 10 seconds. That is it. But the unraveling of the experience of it is worth it, in my opinion, completely, right? When we come into the deep inner knowing that and I know we know this here, like, we are all connected. Seriously though. Seriously. Like, really. When I say, like, I am here for me, I'm completely here for me, because when I know I'm here for me, it means I'm here for you and I'm here for us. There's a relief that happens when we really surrender to the truth of, like, oh my gosh, We are one. We really are. And you start to see through the lens of when you're walking through the street, when you're at the grocery store, when you're at the gas station, and you just gift someone a smile, or that's a miracle. We don't have to say a word. We just see in each other, like, I see you. I know. I know you. I know you. I know you. I know you and I love you. All right. I'm so happy to be here. Like, same here. I bought the Kindle version, but looking for a paper version here in Croatia as a fun quest. Oh my gosh, we might sail by Croatia. If we do, maybe I'll bring some Course in Miracles books with me. Oh, so good, ladies. Anger feels powerful, but hurt feels weak. Really good to look at, because underneath all anger is what? Hurt. That's the truth. So we might find some emotions more acceptable than others as well as we move through this. Really good awareness. All right, ladies. Tara, I'll send you audio of pronunciation of my name as soon as I find a way. I've been following you for years and do everything you provide for us for free. Working on paid stuff. Oh, babe, you are welcome in all of it. Whatever it is that serves you in whatever way. And you can email info@elegantfemme if you do a little voice note of your name, how to pronounce it, and you email it to info@elegantfemme. That might work. Or you can maybe DM Elegant Femme on Instagram and push the little microphone, because I would love to know how to say your name. Yeah, there we go. Elisa said, or you can share a little video. Oh, that's a great idea, Lisa. So inside of our Women Living Fully Facebook group, and I invite you all to go over there, you can do a video, you can share a picture, just let us love on you and on each other inside the Women Living Fully Facebook group. It's a wonderful place for us to connect. Okay, ladies, went a little longer today. It feels like a beautiful thing to do. First of all, on a Frenchie Friday, also really to have a little bit of review of the first week and what we've moved through together. So thank you for being here. Have a gorgeous weekend. Again, we'll make sure the Chic 365 playbook is available for you. If you're new to Elegant Femme or you haven't taken the Femme Design Assessment, I really encourage you to do that. So we'll make sure that's there as well. Receive this weekend. Celebrate this weekend. Reflect, reside, allow a state of joy and happiness. This doesn't mean that we can't move through the human experience or that we're in a space of spiritual bypass. There's a foundation of happiness that we can allow as we move through those spaces. So again, have a beautiful weekend. I love you all. I cannot believe we're complete with our first week. I will be back here with you on Monday at 8 a.m. EST for lesson number 6, which is such a great idea. This was Dave's idea. He's like, why don't you take the weekends? And at first I was like, no, I'm committed. We're doing 365 every day. And I was like, wait, there's a little attachment here. What's going on? And it was that little piece of my ego that was like, I'm going to do this really good. I'm going to be a good girl. I'm going to do this very spiritual like. And I was like, oh, okay, hold on. What's in support of the highest good? And so it really feels very beautiful to have these weekends for integration. Let me see if there was anything else I wanted to share with you today. I think this is it. So I would like to just close with a little prayer to send us all off on our weekend. And keep your eyes open for a new, oh yeah, Dave's right. Oh, we have a Let Yourself Be video coming up today. So those of you who found or came to us via the Let Yourself Be Skinny video, once this thing went viral, and it was so funny. I'll just tell a brief little story. We're complete if you're like, I'm out, lady, feel free to go. But I have a quick little story, and then we're going to close in a prayer. I was on a podcast interview, and the woman had said, oh yeah, we're going to post your video on YouTube. And I've been doing YouTube a lot lately. And I had this little, my watch is upside down. Time doesn't matter anyway. I had this little intuitive sense from my indie that was like, huh, YouTube, that's interesting. Like, you know, you get that little like reflection, right? In your intuition, you're like, something's there. And my indie was like, go check out your YouTube. Just go look. And I hadn't been on YouTube in years. It was something we used to do weekly, and I got into the Instagram and this, that, and I just kind of let YouTube go. And my indie was like, go check the YouTubes. 3 days before, not joking, 3 days before, I had a conversation with God, and I said, okay, I realized that in the past, there's been a piece of my ego that has been attached to the idea of needing to be famous or have a lot of visibility or in order to make the impact I'm here to make in the world. And on the other extreme, my ego's been like, oh my gosh, I'm so afraid of being misunderstood. I don't want to be criticized. Like, so there were these conflicting intentions. This is what the ego does. The ego loves extremes, right? So it was a no-win situation. So I had said to God, look, whatever it is that is most in alignment with the highest good, I'm a yes for. I recognize I don't need the visibility. I don't need the likes. I don't need the thing. Like, I get that that's not necessary for me. I'm letting that go. And at the same time, if there's a level of visibility that will be in support, I'm letting go of the fear of criticism as well. Literally 3 days before. So I get off this interview with this woman and I go check the YouTube and I'm like, what is happening? Why does the Let Yourself Be Skinny video have 200,000 views? What is happening? So I told my husband, Dave, and he's like, oh my gosh, babe, this is hysterical. I just spit at the camera. And some of the comments there, like I really was getting to grow through what I had just told God. Like I'm letting my fear of criticism go, because some of the comments were like, you know, some of them were beautiful. And some women were saying, oh my gosh, I just found this. I can't believe this was 11 years ago. This was exactly what I needed to hear. And my heart started to melt. And I was like, okay, God. And Dave said, my husband said, let's do a Let Yourself Be series. Let's ride on this momentum. So we did Let Yourself Be Happy was the first one. Let Yourself Be Rich was the second one. And today we are releasing Let Yourself Be Healthy. I'm going to tell you something. I have not had so much fun. We are being so cheeky with these videos. And there is a little, what Dave would call Easter egg inside of the video that's coming today. There's a little hidden something. Pay very close attention. Stay tuned. I'm not going to give you any other hints. Something really fun is in there. If you find it, let us know. Okay? We'll talk about it on Monday. All right. I love you, girl. I love you, girl. Like Lauren's like, I gotta go. Feel free to go. Feel free to go. We're going to close in a minute. Biggest insight on competition came very young due to the movie War Games, Laugh Out Loud. The only way to win is not to play. Ooh. Oh, very good. All right, let's close in prayer. Oh, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I really don't have anything else to say as far as prayer. I just want to say thank you. That's it. That's what feels complete. Thank you. I will see you all on Monday. Have a beautiful, beautiful rest of your day. And I love you.